never been done before.
We the people tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We the people are the driver. The government is the car. And we decide where it should go and by what route to do. We the people are free. And I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited.
Well, good morning, folks. How are you? It's a beautiful sort of a Monday morning, and I've got to tell you, it's a bit of an exciting one if you're into gold, silver, and other types of precious metals. If you haven't been watching and you haven't been paying attention, then I urge you to do so right now. Currently, the price of silver per ounce is $70.36. That's at the AinsleyBullion.com.au website. I did tell you last week that I expected it would hit $70 by Saturday morning, and that's exactly what it did. I can tell you, if you haven't been keeping up over the weekend with what's happened in America, then I would expect this morning our market is going to get another little hit in a positive direction, and that could mean maybe another $3 or $4, could be more, goes onto the price of silver today. Get onto this, folks. I can't tell you enough how important it is that you try and get yourself a little bit of silver to stick away, because it's going to be a huge benefit to you in the not too distant future. Some of the figures that are being thrown around in America at the moment about how the price of silver has been suppressed, and they do that in the COMEX market. Well, last week in the COMEX market, it was oversubscribed to the tune of 500 million ounces of silver. That means they're missing 500 million ounces based on the price they've got. So things are going to get very interesting very quickly. And I would expect in the next few weeks, 2 weeks, I would say, you're going to see a lot of movement. Look, get yourself a coin. You could find that a 1 ounce coin could go from $70 odd that it is now to 200 very quickly. And this isn't me making up stories. This is me just listening to what's been said over the weekend in America and reading the analysis of other people, and of course checking out what Ainsley Bullion have to say about it too. If you go to AinsleyBullion.com.au and have a look at their analysis page, their news page, the Ainsley analysts are brilliant, and they have the historical data at their fingertips, so they can really give you a great in-depth view of what the market is doing at the moment. And they explain it a lot better than I do, how the silver price is suppressed on that COMEX market, but that market is about to burst. So yeah, that would be my bet today, folks. Please go and buy yourself whatever you can by way of precious metals, because they are going up at the moment. As you can see there, the price of gold is back over 5,745. And who was I talking to the other day? Somebody was talking about the price of precious metals in kilos. So in kilos at the moment, $2,262.12 for a kilo of silver, $184,709.31 for gold, and for platinum, $77,620.15. Platinum has been one of the big winners. Between platinum and silver, they are certainly the big winners at the moment in what's going on. So my advice, folks, as soon as you can, Ainsley Bullion are open. Well, we'll be opening their doors. The market opens in a few minutes. The doors at Ainsley's will open at 9 o'clock, but you can make a buy online and lock your price in now. And that means that, you know, your price will stay at whatever it is at the moment, $70.36 for silver, for instance. And then you just pay that. Doesn't matter if the price goes up as soon as they open their doors this morning or as soon as the market goes up. Your price will stay the same, because that's what you bought it for through ainsley.com.au or ainsleyBullion.com.au. Go and give that a bit of a go. Good morning, Aussie Sue. G'day, the wonderful Pete Grace. I won't ever talk to you. I've got to have a bit of a natter. I'll ring you shortly. Dusty, I hope you are well, and I hope you are well. G'day, Phil. Life, the universe, and everything's cooking along nicely there. Scotty, the salty convict, is back in. Toxic's in first in today too. I've caught a few people unawares of not doing this morning. I didn't really think I was going to do it from here. I was going to be out on the road this morning, but I haven't got there yet. So I wanted to get this message out before the markets open. Go and check it out. This week, I think, is going to be a very big week in precious metals. Most weeks have been big weeks in precious metals, so I don't think that's an outrageous statement, particularly in the last 6 months or since the start of this year. The huge gains in precious metals, huge, over 60% in silver, over 40% in silver. I think it's up to 47% increase since January. Now, if you just bought a coin in January, you're doing all right. You've nearly, you've excelled, as a matter of fact. You only excel, though, if you're going to sell it. And why would you sell it at the moment? Nobody's selling, everybody's buying. So if you get the opportunity and you have a few spare dollars to go and even if it is just buying something like our Byron Bob rounds, which I have here, all of those, as we sit at the moment, though, each one of these coins is worth about $10, and you can use them. You know, there are plenty of businesses. We call them the Byron Bob for a reason, because in Byron Bay you can wander around and use them in a lot of places, but you can use them just about anywhere. If you've got a business that is prepared and happy to accept silver or gold or whatever else, then hey, yip yeah. Has some interesting tax connotation. Let's not talk about tax, shall we? But anyway, if you would like, some Byron Bobs like this, we can help you out. Just email me, carl@vofhq.com. I'll send you an account. What you pay for them kind of depends on when you pay, because you'll pay for them at the price that they are for the day. So if you want a Byron Bob set now, well, it's going to be cheaper now than it will be in a few minutes' time, I gather, because in a few minutes' time, I think that price is going to go up. The markets have just about opened. So keep an eye. My expectation is a small drop and then a little bit of a climb. Will it go to $72 by the end of the day? I don't know. Be interesting to watch, though, won't it? And if you can be a part of it, then please go and be part of it. Paul, I accept gold too, mate. Yeah, we all accept gold. And speaking of gold, we will have another gram of gold up for grabs in our lottery in the not too distant future. We've got to get this one out of the way first, though. So if you haven't already done so, we would implore you, if you could, to head over to merch.vofhq.com and buy a ticket in our lottery. Now, your chance to win $750 is there, but you'll also got the chance at the moment to win a set of Byron Bobs, one of those sets that I've just shown you. That'll be the, we call it a second prize. There are two main prizes. There is the money, and then there is the silver. And once we've knocked this one on the head, I think we've got one more to go, and then we are back to giving away a bit more gold. So looking forward to being able to help you put your stack together a little bit. The gorgeous sunflower, I hope you are well, my love. You should get some mail this morning, and I hope you got your pool fence up okay. I know you've been slaving your bits off working around that, so I hope that's... I don't even know if it's your pool fence now that I think about it. I hope it's your pool fence, but if not, you've been out working on the neighbours. Gone and done well. Pete, if you know what silver coins, some on the website or eBay...
Powering down.
Yep, some are cheaper. Royal Australian Mint Ruse, $68 to $75. Yep, well, there you go. There's a few things floating around, and in fact, if I go to the buy page, well, that's probably the one to show you right now. There's the Byron Bobs. On the left, $9.99 each. That's the price there, $9.99 each. But you can, get down here to a couple of these ounce sort of things. So the dragons, the square dragons that we were looking at there a little while ago, and I do have a couple of these. They are just magnificent. We're looking at $78, $77, $78. For an Ainsley minted bar, $78. They are beautiful, those minted bars too. And their stackables are pretty good too. Look, the price is just doing what it does, folks. It's going to keep moving throughout the day. But I don't think it's going to go down a great deal. We will see these little drops, but I've got to think it's I think it's a bit of a lay down misere that the price will go up, and by the end of the day, I would expect it to be higher than it is now by at least a couple of dollars. But look, this is just me talking and just what I've been looking at. I don't give you financial advice. Do not think for a second that I am giving you financial advice, because I don't. Nobody in their right mind would listen to me. But if you have got half a mind and you can appreciate that gold and silver have been in the financial mix of the world forever, then you can probably see the value there. No, just a pull for no pull, just a fence to keep the bub out of the danger zone. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, well, there you go. Well, I hope you've been able to keep the baby down. Your son will be very grateful for that effort, no doubt. Salty, you've done all right. You got a lot of it at 38. I was talking to somebody the other day who bought the majority of what they've got at $36, and some who bought at $16. They've had it a few years. $16. So you'd be pretty happy if you had a few kilos at that sort of ounce rate, $16. And yeah, go on. The lovely Carol, I hope you are doing well, my darling. I haven't seen you in a while. Busy people wanting me. Hang on. So Carol, I hope you're well. I'm very sorry about Geelong over the weekend, darling. Not good. Brisbane Lions and Geelong played in the AFL Grand Final over the weekend. For those of you who take an interest, Carol is a very big Geelong Cats supporter. And sadly, unfortunately, the two pussies on the patch had a fight and the bigger pussy won. I'm talking about the Brisbane Lions. It's probably a bit rude. Got a little bit of gold, a little bit of silver, and a little bit of crypto. Well, I don't know what crypto's doing at the moment. I was speaking to Vince about that the other day, Scotty, and Vince says it's sort of pushing back on the way down. Bitcoin, there have been some interesting rumbles about Bitcoin and its lack of, what's the best way to describe this? The way it was described to me is that Bitcoin is on shaky ground. Now, we were told that Bitcoin was being used for various different things to highlight money, black money, dark money, and certainly dark money transfers for illicit and nefarious things like child trafficking or human trafficking. Now, we were also told, going back a few years, that Bitcoin would disappear once this was all exposed, and that people who were involved in the Bitcoin crypto movement were likely to be losing out. Now, that was the story a while back. Now, apparently, those people involved in Bitcoin have been given an opportunity to move it across into something that is sanctioned and will work within the new banking system. Whether or not they have done that yet, that's a decision for them to have chosen to make. I think it's changing wallets or something. But I'm not completely sure. And Vince, well, I'll try and get more out of Vince today about it. He was going to look into it a little further, I think, over the weekend. But at the moment, Bitcoin is down, and there is a lot of market talk around Bitcoin that says it's going to have a bit of a hit. It's going to take a hit. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Go Pies in 2026. Oh, God, I used to be a Collingwood supporter many years ago. I mean, I did love Collingwood. They did have a way back in the 70s and the 80s of breaking your heart a lot. And somebody once said to me, "Oh, you're a Collingwood supporter." And I said, supporter is a strong word. Support would indicate that you actually go to the games and cheer, or you might even decide to become a member of your club. I've never supported anything that strongly in the AFL world, I'm afraid. But there was a girl who I was madly in love with when I was about 7 years old, and she barracked for Collingwood. So I figured the best way to impress her was to start barracking for Collingwood too, and look where that led me. I knew I should have gone with Essendon. Anyway, no more footy, no more NRL after next weekend. I think the Broncos are playing in the grand final. I couldn't tell you who they're playing, so it would be... you knew I was a good man, being a Collingwood supporter. Yeah, remember, and try to get to Melbourne as often as you can. Well, that's good, Deb. You've done well. You should get some mail today too, I hope. And if it's not today, maybe tomorrow. But all that will turn... Oh, actually, no, you won't. You won't get yours today at all, because they're still sitting here right beside me. I've got to go and post them this morning. I'm talking about Deb. She's got some Byron Bobs that I'm sending her. So I'll send those today. You'll get them by the end of the week. That's the hope. It's all still VFL to you, Pete. Yeah, well, that'll only mean something to people who were, I suppose, growing up around Victoria in the 70s. It used to be called the Victorian Football League, VFL, not AFL. And I think it was Victoria and South Australia who played it. Mostly Western Australia got involved a little bit. It wasn't until the West Coast Eagles came into being that it really took off in Western Australia, I think. Although rugby never was really played in Western Australia, as far as I know. So, no hurry, Deb. Their Christmas presents. Yeah, well, that's the thing. You're not the only person who's bought them for Christmas presents. So, in fact, 3 or 4 people have bought specifically for Christmas to give them to people. So, thank you so much for that. And I'm sure that when they get them for Christmas, it'll really make their eyes bug, because this doesn't really show you, I don't think, just how spectacular this is. And I'm sitting here in the dark at the moment. If I turned a few lights on, it might be a bit different. But these just pop. When you open up these covers, they just leap out at you. And should you find yourself in a position where you've gone out and used your Byron Bobs, spent them on something like maybe shouted breakfast or whatever, then we can always refill you if you need. Don't worry about that. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to run, and I've got a few little bits and pieces I've got to get off to this morning. I just wanted to reinforce the fact that today is going to be a big day when it comes to precious metals. I feel today, tomorrow. Bear in mind that the American markets are still closed. So Australia and New Zealand are opening now, and little later on this afternoon, early this evening, is when the American markets will kick in again. And I think we'll see another kick. So tonight and tomorrow are going to be the big days for movement, for mine, at least for the early part. When they start moving, it may take a day or two before it slows down and stops moving. If that's the case, then please be on the ride. Go and get yourself a little bit of silver, and you can do it online at ainsleyBullion.com.au. If you go in and fill out an order form online, you pay the price at that moment, and you don't have to worry about the price going up before you can get the metals. If you want to go in and collect them, you can do it in Brisbane, Sydney, and the Gold Coast. I beg your pardon, Brisbane, Melbourne, and the Gold Coast, through the Ainsley offices. And if you don't want to go in and pick it up, they will send it to you, and it's sent very securely. It's all insured, so if it doesn't turn up, you'll still get it. It will come eventually. They'll just repack it and resend it. But they've never had an issue with any of their orders going missing, as far as I'm aware. And a very, very fast and good service it is too. All right, folks, I'm going to love you and leave you. Got a few things we've got to get out and do today. Hopefully some of that will be buying a little bit of silver for you. And unfortunately, it won't be for me. I'm a bit broke. But as long as you get involved, that's the biggest thing. So be involved. Go out and be part of it, and then watch that price at ainsleyBullion.com.au for the rest of the day, maybe for the rest of the week. If you are on the roads, watch out for yourself, folks. It is a lovely day in this part of the world, but I think there's a bit of rain in other places. Be safe. Don't be slippery, and watch out for the dickheads on the roads. Love
you. Let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back Does anybody else want to stay? Let's rock!